Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Invasions Week 6 Day 5. So today we have one additional thing at our arsenal compared to what we normally have, at least while using Priest class, which is technically not the correct class, but we can kind of make it work with what we're using. So basically we switch this over to Lightstorm, we switch this over to Lightbringer, and now we have a perpetual, or not perpetual Lightstorm, I wish, but we have a Lightstorm on turn 1, so we get to use that for 4 turns. Plus we get additional mana from yellow, so we're going to be using this with everything we have to hopefully get all the mana we need. And this is an offensive trait that we didn't have earlier. These are all three of these used for mana generation, but they're definitely going to be quite useful since, of course, getting our mana up quicker does lead to more damage due to our other troops. So, yeah, we're costing ourselves 3 magic, and that's basically it. That's the only thing we're really losing from doing this switch. The Lightstorm can backfire, though in this game mode it's a lot less likely that it backfires in their favor. Since it's invasion, nothing really has too much of a board clear, compared to at least what we can use anyways. Of course, in PvP that can backfire a lot more, but in a game mode like this, it's definitely perfectly fine to use since the AI doesn't really have anything to particularly utilize it. So, yeah, we'll be going with this, see if the +1 extra thing helps any. I believe we only lost once the previous time. And for a hero class that's not even supposed to be doing this, it's actually pretty decent. Before we do go head over to that, though, 2 things. One, let's go do our pet, because there's only 15 minutes left, and I didn't get around to that yet. So, we'll step it right into this battle and go get that real quick. Also, hello, everyone. Hello, Captain. Hello, Jesse. Hello, Steve. Hello, Demon Angel. Hello, Medieval. And since we already did all this stuff earlier during the other stream, we're pretty much just going to be doing Invasion the rest of the stream then, after we go and clear out this pet. Also, I ended up getting another pet mastery. Haha, he does the burn. But, oh nice, the Celestial too. And 2 XP per battle. But yeah, we ended up getting another pet mastery too, while off stream. It was grinding for about an hour or two, and we're pretty much been getting a pet every single hour too. I think I missed a few because I was taking a nap, but yeah, almost every hour today. Probably tomorrow too. Because I assume a lot of people are going to be trying to still be farming the ingots, including from my own guild, so that's probably why we've been getting so many as of lately. I would assume so. And it's actually a lot better to be in PvP now compared to other game modes, so basically everyone who was somewhere else is now just doing PvP, so that's another factor too. So it could be that the exact same amount of people as normal are still playing, but they're all playing in PvP pretty much. Because not only is the event objective related to it this week, it's also the extra resource, which is the 2x straight stones, as well as the fact, of course, the new content is really good there. There we go. We'll go and I guess we'll get rid of the healer. Other best one would have been to get rid of the 20% dodge on him. That should almost be matched. You know what? We'll throw skulls at him. And that's it. Oh, I should have threw the other thing. Would have saved us a second. Can I go over your talent setup for the Priest Divine team? Sure. There's 2 different ways that you can set it up. There is the rush method, and then there is the realistic method you'll use for basically every single PvP battle. So the rush method, which we're doing right now, which I would only use on slightly weaker battles or on like raid/invasions, but it is wrong category. But it would be you have 2 different options. Well, let's see. Which one are we going for first? Rush or safe? I guess we'll go for rush first. So currently we're actually set up to rush already. You basically just set it to every single one of the more offensive traits. So give a random ally a random status effect. This can give you enchant or enrage, both of which can help out. Enrage on first slot or enchant on any troop is pretty decent. Though it can give many other things, but still, you hope for one of those if you're going from the offensive side. Cleanse, just so you can go and get rid of any negative status effect. Neither of these other 2 really help you too much. Tomes, there's not too many good tomes out there. Most tomes don't even use magic, so it's kind of redundant. There isn't a single offensive one here, so you generally just go for the gigantic heal. 2 to all allies per extra turn, just gigantically huge. That's like a mythic level trait, and they give it on this thing on like the 3rd perk, so you pretty much just go with that. Here's where generally the biggest difference is when you're going for rush compared to just doing a standard team. You normally go with Lightstorm instead of going for the 3 extra magic at the start of battle, because a Lightstorm to your team would overall be better if you're doing a very short battle. Other than that, there's nothing really offensive here, so you just go for the extra 1 magic for all allies, which is pretty decent, particularly if one of your other allies is, of course, using mana pretty well. Every single one under 70 is good, though generally you put it into either +1 yellow or +1 green. In this case, due to our yellow storm, we're putting it into yellow. And lastly, there isn't a single offensive one with this, so you basically always go +2 life to all divines every single time. I don't think there's ever really a instance where you do otherwise with this hero class. But, yeah, you just go into Divine. Because even if you do go into this Fey one, your hero under this class can never be classified as Fey. Same as this, can't be classified as Construct. So it's pretty pointless to set it as anything other than the Divine one. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Not really too much more to say about that. But basically, this is what we're running. And if we were doing in PvP, this would be on Tactician. And this would be probably on Nature's Will. The reason we would normally put this onto Nature's Will if we were doing in PvP is mainly because in a 4x Divine team as of currently, you only use 1 green, and it's your hero. So you don't want to put your... You want to put your banner +1 onto the one that's going to survive. Because after your hero dies, you of course lose whatever perks and links and everything it has. So you'd want to lose the green one since you're only using 1 green on the team. Whereas if you set it to yellow and you set your banner to, let's say, a blue-green, this would not be as good because you would lose your... You would lose your +1 yellow, basically, when your hero dies. So you don't want to do that. You would want to do it on here instead. But we'll switch it back to yellow since we're going down the storm route. And, yeah, let's get into it then. Let's go all the way back. And, oops, we're still doing pet battles. Also, ignore the fact that that's still set up like that. I should probably go set it up correctly, but it's fine. Most of my pet battles are still set up as green-blue, because I just recently, of course, got in the level 70 on the hero class. Still need to work towards that 100, though. It's going to be a while before we get it to 100. It takes as long to get it to 100 as it does to take it to 70. So, quite a while. I've been feeling better lately, yes. Towards the tired side, but still, as far as health, yes. Been feeling better after that day. It was just something that just really disagreed with me that day. Was the main thing that was kind of doing it. Also, hello, Siplom, and hello, Max. Welcome, welcome. And hello, Romaine. I didn't say hi yet. Oh, that reminds me. How much more time do we have on this? Oh, no, maybe I shouldn't have showed that. I think we only have, like, I don't even know. Some kind of very short amount of time. Hey, it almost skipped our turn. I just saw that. You guys saw that, right? It looked like it was trying to skip our turn, even though we got an extra turn. That was strange, but luckily it did keep it on our turn. Unlike before. Has anyone been experiencing that 4x, taking a 4x and not getting an extra turn? I actually haven't seen it at all this patch. I saw that little weird thing that just happened there, but has anyone actually been losing their 4x at all? As of this patch, it does, from what I can see, has been fixed. Though why that was even an issue in the first place is questionable. Because it was never an issue before and then just like randomly became an issue. Okay, we have 9 minutes, that's plenty of time. Or at least this late in the game, that's plenty of time to do the last 3 battles. Yes, as in it's still been happening. I have heard something on the forum mentioned about it. I haven't been seeing it, though. It hasn't always been happening. That was something that actually came in, like, a few patches ago. For the most part. I don't know, maybe it always has been happening. Because, I don't know, some people have mentioned that, like, all the way, way back. But I only ever really noticed it about 2 or 3 patches ago. And I don't think it was actually occurring before then. Or at least not on the Steam version. If it was occurring elsewhere. Okay, we'll throw that in there. Get a few pokes. That's not going to be enough to kill, but we'll throw in that. And now all we have to do is get 1 more ability, pretty much. And that'll be that. Infernus dead. Actually, Ubistet dead, quicker. How about the AI getting extra turns, or just extra turns in general off of 3s? That was something else that was a bit of an issue in the past as well. Well, we'll go move that down. But yeah, point it out if you see it happen in one of my battles, because I haven't seen it happen since the most recent patch yet. Okay, we'll go and... because we could just instantly watch the replay of it to see. Oh, why the extra turn? Look at all that mess. Wait, couldn't I have done that my previous turn? Because I think I casted one of my... I casted Ubistet, so I could have actually taken all of that. Oh well. I didn't see it. But we'll go and take the red. It was off the little cascade that was sitting there. Even get a kill in here. I guess we'll just throw a skull. Actually, you know what? Taking red's more damage. Still gets a free turn, but it's fine. Throw Infernus, get a Divine Shpala, and that should be matched if we have alignment, and we do. And there it is. Hello, Zidicus! Good evening! Oh, an Arcane, very nice. And let's go get our Rocky pet. Actually, I think we're pretty close to getting it maxed. Speaking about pets, I think I already mentioned this earlier, but off stream I ended up finally getting another pet mastery, and we have ourselves a it was on Array, which is good for Guild Wars, which is coming up next week. It's actually kind of funny because lately we just got Array, we just got this one, we keep getting all the pet ones. I mean, all of the Guild War related ones right before Guild Wars, so that's pretty convenient. But yeah, we finally got another mastery and we got an orb off it, so we'll see what we get off the orb. Also, I have 2 orbs from Invasion, so we'll go open all those in a moment here and see what we get from all that. So we get the double kill. He gets the kill off of that. It's very bad. What else do we need? We'll throw... I don't have a... Oh, yeah, I do. Never mind. I'll grab that. Get our extra turn. Throw into the other thing. Throw in Furnace. Goblins are so annoying. We might actually still lose this battle. It's not over until we do the final blow. But we'll take the extra turn right there. Throwing in Furnace down. I need an Ubistet right about now. He has 1 mana off. You've got to be kidding. If we lose because we missed 1 mana on Ubistet, that is so horrible. Okay. We'll throw this down. This will give full Ubistet. As long as he doesn't die right now, we win. And we win. Oh, barely. Ever so barely. And how many do we get? Come on, 5 Rockies. 2. Better than only 1. How many does that bring us up to? Come on, enough to actually upgrade it. Oh, we're almost at 1.5 million souls, too. No, it is not. Never mind. It's nowhere near the next upgrade. But nonetheless, let's go and open up our orb from earlier. See what we get from the array. Or Oreo. I pretty much just call it Oreo. Come on, blue or purple? Purple. Getting a lot of purple lately, but I'm fine with that. That's perfectly fine. That's basically 15 gem keys. If I ever bother using them. Well, I need to actually use them first. It's been so long since we used these. You know, it's almost been a year now since I have used these things. It's been a very long time. This is what 1 year of seals look like. Pretty much. Yeah, this has been accumulating for quite a while now. We'll be throwing them eventually, but we'll see. We have over 4,200, somewhere around there. Gem keys basically just sitting there in seals. Anyways, let's go to Invasion. This is an Invasion stream after all. Just wanted to get the pet and everything else out the way. But that's all we have left now is to go do Invasions and pretty much just PvP. So, let's go to Invasion, claim our other reward, back-to-back rewards, get to 1 orb, and now we have 2 orbs. Come on, blue-purple. Oops, I accidentally sped through it, but that's fine. A green is obviously horrible, but at least we got another purple. Again, a lot of purple orbs lately, but still perfectly fine with it. I'd prefer, of course, the smaller blue one, but purples are still nice. And, yeah, we still have 1 major orb. Ideally, that one will actually be the purple. That's actually the best one if it was to be purple. Because technically, that might be better than the fully Ascend blue one, because there's very few things I specifically currently need the Ascend blue thing for, unless I'm specifically trying to get power orbs. But anyways, we're be using the same team as we've been all week. We're using a brown-yellow with a Henry, with our hero using Divine for whatever reason, mainly because I need the EXP, into a Mountain Crusher, which obviously has very little synergy, but if nothing else, what's nice is we have Lightstorm initially into Herdmaster, Mountain Crusher, World Breaker, which is actually a decent combo. But, yeah, let's get into it, see what we can do. Hopefully this extra +1 yellow will help us a decent bit. Obviously it's not that great of a difference, but could be the difference between us having mana and not having full mana, which is definitely really big if it saves us 1 turn. So we'll let him poke us. It still takes him, I think, 3 hits, it looks like, as long as he doesn't have the true damage tower, in which case it would take him like 1 or 2. But, yeah, it would take him 2 currently, so we should be fine. We have lost several of these battles, though, because we are using a very odd hero class for this, mainly because I don't want to keep spending the gems to keep replacing them out, and it's much better that we keep this hero class for PvP than it is just to switch to something else for this game mode. Okay, so that worked over well. Take that little bit extra. We'll throw the explosion here, and ideally that'll be full mana. And we don't have any more Storm. We actually lost our Storm the second we got Warbreaker. Unfortunate. But we don't need the Storm to really make sure he still gets extra turns. It just helps a lot. So we'll get another Cleanse. Go for the Warbreaker combo again. Or not really combo, basically just spamming him out. We'll move that over just so we have full mana, even though we probably would have just off the explosion. No extra turn again. That's probably going to die. This thing's such a bad tank. It does have 33% skill reduction, but that only helps so far. We'll go take that out and then get an explosion kill on that. Never mind, I don't even need it. Kill it out that way. Get a mountain. Actually, we'll get a mountain. Clears out more of the board. And make sure we have more yellow for if we do something else. And that's match. And we could have just threw the antlers at him. Ram it with the antlers. There we go. So, first battle so far so good. Hopefully we get at least 1 or 2 Val Ravens. I think our guild is already good on points though. It's already only Friday and we're almost done with all of them. This week's going a lot better than last week. I think it was mainly because this week's pretty easy event. Anyone who has World Breaker is pretty much just an auto win every battle. And even if you don't have World Breaker, you can easily still go any of the other pretty big centaurs and just keep poking it that way. Or you could even just use the mass explosions you have into just spamming out Henry. And you could even win out that way. Especially if you have 2 of them. Because you're allowed to repeat them, you just need to have multiple copies. You normally don't ever see me using multiple, because it does require you spending a decent amount of extra gems, which I don't bother with. But double, particularly in invasions, is actually particularly good. It's not as worth doing in raids, but it's definitely worth considering in invasions, if you were really trying to go for points. Though you win quick enough, or high enough for that win rate without it. So I normally don't bother. But if you didn't have any options on a given week, that's probably one of the easiest ways to really win, is double the invasion troop into Mountain Crusher. Or any exploder for that matter. Doesn't have to be your hero, of course. You could use your hero for something else. Okay, 2 more left. Come on, Val Ravens, where are you? Haven't gotten a single Val Raven yet, and we're almost out of our battles. Also, they're going really quick, too. Feels like PvP battles right about now. There, we'll get the Herdmaster in there. Hey, this is the right game mode, right? It's the only game mode that has towers. Hey, could you imagine if these towers were actually player-owned? This one would probably be like the absolute best one if it was. Water Link and Vulnerability, which actually is currently unobtainable by a player. I'm not sure if they're ever going to add one ever to player-owned stuff. But as immune to all status effects, Devour, Mana Drain, and it's on the only thing in the game, this trait, that has immune to Transform and immune to lethal damage. And lethal damage are things like Assassins 10%, Assassins 7%, Archers 15%, Skyla's 25%, Draco's 1337, 25%, stuff like that. The things that just like instantly kill out, that have no protection. Or I shouldn't say no protection, the only protection is literally that. And it's only seen on towers and invasions and on the raid boss and raids. Not even the player-owned version of the raid troop has it. Which they probably should give it to it. Zugof's already horrible. It's not going to be broken if they give Zugof invulnerability. I'm pretty sure once more people start getting him, we'll be able to convince them to actually give it to him. Because he's already so weak, since he can use literally every raid troop in the game to counter it. And one-shot it in normal PvP. Which makes it probably one of the most useless troops in the game right now. The most expensive troop in the entire game is one of the most useless. Since there's about a dozen troop, plus a new one added every 3 weeks that can just one-shot it. Okay, we'll go and just explode. We can actually lose this if we're not careful. And there we go. And nice, we did finally get the Val Raven. Hopefully we get at least 1 more for the points. What would be a good team without Wardbreaker? Replace it with Stargazer, and you pretty much already have what you would use. Replace this with Mang, and replace this with Stargazer. And that would be your team. Yeah, Stargazer, it's really good for an attack buff. You can get really high extra damage off of this. So if you have 3 times on this, and let's say you give it a 20 attack buff, that's of course 60 additional damage per tower, which is a pretty decent amount. Okay, let's do it on the tower that has skull reduction. So we'll do it on him. He's going to be slightly harder to kill than the other ones, at least in relation to skulls. So we'll leave that ability for now. Once we need to kill one of them out in a pinch, we'll go for it. And it looks like we're about to need it. Okay, never mind. We don't have enough now. Fail. Okay, let's kill out this tower. Never mind, 2 HP. Well, we'll kill it with Explosion. Clear out the board that way. Get a Ward Breaker down. Hopefully extra turn it. And should be good from there. Which one's more intimidating? I guess this one. It's actually not, but it's going to be easier to secure a kill on him than the other one. And that's match on that, and then we just have to kill out the other one. And we'll be good to go. So we'll go and do Mountain Crusher, as that has a higher chance of giving us full mana, since we'd be blocking him on yellow if we did it that way. And then we just Ward Breaker a few times, and that'll be match. He'll skull us, kill hero, which is fine. Though him getting extra turn and doing it is not as fine. Almost didn't get full mana there if it wasn't for the cascade. That still hits him because the skulls hit first. He'll poke us, and we'll just clear the board into hopefully one more hit. That's not what I meant by one more hit. And it should kill it off of just the extra things on the board. Even lowered our magic sum, but still enough to kill. And there we go. Another Valraven. Very nice. We're right back where we started due to double Valraven luck. Right back where we were like 10 minutes ago. Nice. I don't mind that though. Am I still using Priest? Yes. I don't advise really using Priest for this game mode, but because I don't want to spend the gems to switch, I'm not bothering to switch. So we're just going with Priest. It's fine. At least this week, given that we're using Herdmaster Wardbreaker, it's kind of working. If you weren't using Wardbreaker, I would definitely say don't use Priest class with this. But given that we're using 2 yellows on our team, it's actually not too bad. Because we need the higher amount of yellows for Herdmaster anyways. We need the Wardbreaker for it for extra turn chances, and it just helps gain us a lot of mana. But yeah, Titan is still by far the absolute best thing for raids and invasions. I believe next week's raids and invasions I'll be running it. I just want to level it up to level 70 before I do. Ideally to 100, but there's no way I'm going to get it to level 100 over Guild War week. But yeah, basically after Sunday, I'm going to be switching my hero class to Titan all next week. And ideally the plan is get it to at least level 70. Optimally, we would also get it all the way to level 100, but level 70 is the main goal. At level 70, we can hit through traits, plus do one-shot everything with Mang, so that's the main thing I want. The main thing that getting it max gives us is immune to quite a few decent effects, like Deathmark and Devour, which is particularly decent for raids. Though it also helps us with invasions as well, because it's immune to stun, which I forget which tower it is. I believe the brown tower? I forget which one off the top of my head, but one of them stuns you every single time it casts under the towers. And stun does disable all of your traits on your hero, so obviously we wouldn't want that to happen. Okay, we'll go move that. Go for the antler before he gets full mana. And then just explode into a ward breaker before he gets mana would be good. Never mind. We'll just ward breaker into the antler. What's the ability I should call? I just call it antler every single time. Use the antlers. Okay, into the next one. It's called Proud Bearing. Can Titan and Mang be used together effectively in any team, or do you need to build around them? You normally need to build around it because it needs a decent amount of mana generation. Also, depending on how you do it, you also need skull focus, just so that you can, not necessarily skull spam, but something on your team that's either board control or a small controlled amount of skull creation that can allow you to get pokes here and there. One of the easiest things for this is something like a Goblin Rocket or a Skeleton. Though more advanced options would be, or not advanced, but more expensive, would be something like a Keeper of Souls or something similar. But yeah, generally you can build it into anything, though it's only good to build it into anything if and only if you're in invasions or raids or any game mode that has high stats. If you're doing it in just PvP, I would advise having a lot of control on your team. You basically always want to have board control in order to make sure you can keep poking with skulls. Because it's not your amount of skull damage that's really going to be the issue. It's actually applying those skulls without your hero dying. That's generally the hardest thing to do with a Mang team. Okay, we'll throw the Ward Breaker. Throw it again. And we'll just need a few more hits in there. I guess I'll start going for antlers. So we'll go get one antler in there. Nothing good off the cascade. We'll clear out everything. A little bit short on mana, but maybe he'll leave us a skull. Nope. Okay, that's not going to be enough. So we'll just explode it all. That'll definitely be full mana, so we can just explode right into that. He doesn't do it, but... Ooh, he actually got a kill. And it is the brown-green one that has stun. And now all of our hero traits are disabled. Not a single one of them work. So he disabled... well, a lot of traits. He disabled 9 traits by doing that. Well, of course, all 9 of these aren't necessarily active perpetually, but most of them are. But yeah, he disabled 9 traits with that, and of course, it could deny up to 10, assuming you had that many on your hero. Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's funny. I didn't realize that hero has 10 perks, yet max weapon also has 10 perks. I see what they did there. I didn't even notice that until just now. But yeah, Max Hero has 10 perks, and so does Max Weapons. Though there's currently 0 plus 10 weapons in the entire game. Though there are plenty of people that have Max Hero classes, though. Because the Hero class stuff rolled over. Of course, the resources for upgrading weapons are all new, so no one actually has them maxed. It is technically possible, but someone would have had to have thrown, like probably 20, 50,000 gem keys or something. Or gems worth of gem keys, I should say. Okay, do we take the skull or do we not take the skull? I'm not. I'm going to go for Ward Breaker. I want to utilize this Yellow Storm while we still have it. So, come on, luck. Oh, got some mana. Didn't get the extra turn I wanted, though. Look at that Submerge go. It's dodging all the things, because every extra turn he does, he's hitting split off his 1 damage to everything. It's barely dodging anything, but still doing something at least. Okay, I need an extra turn here, or we're kind of in trouble. Okay, that's bad. We don't have any more Light Storm. And, well, at least we're getting the mana back, if nothing else. As I say that, we don't get the mana, but we'll go and get the brown there. That's back to full. It's getting Skull Distracted pretty easily. Oh, that one was actually not a Skull Distract. But we'll go and 2 more should do it. 1 more should do it. Never mind, I almost did it right there, just off our random cascades. Oh, I could have won. I could have just taken the blue and won. Luckily, the cascade does it for us. That would have been a fail if I lost that battle due to not taking it. And final battle, unless we get a Valraven. Hopefully we do. We got pretty lucky back-to-back Valraven, though. But maybe we'll get a third. So we have double resist tower. Oh, this is when Enrage is really good, too. And we might actually be able to utilize that. That awkward moment when a second slot, first turn Enrage is actually useful. Because this does hit through his 75% reduction. It's one of the reasons why Titan is also so good for this game mode. Because you can perpetually keep enraging yourself. But yeah, Enrage does hit through all traits. Does it say anywhere here? Yeah, Enrage. No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. I don't know why it's not bringing up a thing that says what Enrage does, but it makes it so you hit through traits, and it also makes it so you do 1.5 times skull damage. Though, of course, if you're using a Mang, the 1.5 times damage is pretty irrelevant. The main thing that's relevant is the fact that it hits through all traits. Even when they have invulnerability or impervious or anything else, it still hits through their traits. And, not through their specific immunity, but through their, through their skull reduction. So we'll be able to still get that on them. Okay, we'll go and explode out the board here. See what else we could do. Probably explode. We still have Yellow Storm, but we only have it for this last turn, so I should probably go for 1 time before it goes away. And we didn't really get to use it for much. Okay, we'll go in this mountain. Should probably poke one of these front lines since we do so little skull damage to it. So I'm going to do that right now. Should probably go and just focus both of these down, just so we don't have to deal with them. And we'll antler him down again, just so it goes all the way. And then we'll antler down the other one. Get the explosion that we need. Cleanses, not like it does anything since we're already cleansed. He's going to poke us. That is barely not enough damage, so it's fine. Go poke. Should take those blues that you still can. Every extra turn we take is pretty beneficial since we do gain random stats on him, if nothing else. The Ward Breaker. Okay, we'll go for the antler. Should probably aim at that one, but oh well. We have a skull here too. I think I'm actually going to go for it just because of how much damage we get to apply to it. And there we go. Okay. That's pretty much match. Ooh, wish we could have kept that. Still a chance we could lose. So we'll take that out. That'll be full mana. He'll hit us. Almost kill it. Get the Ward Breaker. And 2 more hits will do it. Take the red. Take the skull. Ideally that would have been full mana. But there we go. Take the skull and down it goes. Hey, see, we did get to use Enrage some. Didn't really come into play much, obviously, but at least the random status effect. You never know. That random status effect could sometimes do something good for you. Oh, we didn't get a Valraven. Oh well, that's the end of raids for today. But looks like we'll be done with this pretty much tomorrow, based on how my guild is doing so far. Actually, compared to the rest of my guild, oh no, I'm doing okay. I was like 21st place earlier, but after we did all of our battles, we appear to be in 8th place. Though some of that comes down to luck, simply because based on Valraven, I think we only lost 1 or 2 battles. But yeah, so far so good. Off for just the tier 3. Of course, we're nowhere near leaderboard. I'm not bothering with that. Leaderboard's relatively low, though. Only 300 at the moment to make leaderboard. That's probably going to be about 350, I would say, by the end of the week. Maybe even lower than that, 320. I'm definitely not trying for it, though. I believe I need to go 2 more tiers in order to reach it. which, other than the time it would take to win those battles, that'd be 550 gems just for an orb. So, not really that worth it, unless my guild was, like, really behind. But this week we're pretty on top of it. But yeah, I guess the rest of the time then, the other 30 minutes will be in Invasion. I mean, not Invasion, in, we just did Invasion, in PvP. See if we can get a pet gnome, because we currently don't have a pet active, so that would definitely be a good thing to go do. So, we found a lot of them earlier. We almost found, it felt like we were finding more pet gnomes than even treasure gnomes. But now that we're back in PvP, let's remember to switch back our hero class. I didn't do that earlier and lost a gnome to it because I forgot. But we need to switch this off to a magic. Main reason for this is there's a lot of things on the opposing team that can utilize this light storm, and it's just going to make it so the luck could curve in their direction, and we don't want to do that. We'd be much better off just having the +3 magic. And other than that, we want to put this onto green, because as I mentioned earlier, we want to have the +1 yellow onto our banner instead of on our hero, because if our hero dies, we lose it, but if it's on our banner, we have it for the entire battle. So we just put it on our green and then set our banner to the +1 yellow instead, so that we have it even after our hero dies. And since nothing else on our team uses green, it ends up working out perfectly. But yeah, we'll make those changes and be good to go. And we still have our +1/+1. We still have +1 green-blue. It's just we also have the +1 yellow now alpha banner that lasts the entire battle, even after hero's death. Come on, loading screen, you got this. Load, load, load. There we go. Okay. And if anyone still has any other questions or anything you want me to go over, let me know. Otherwise, the good majority of the rest of the stream will just be farming the newer resources plus gnomes. Maybe we'll get a vault key this stream. I'll throw in furnace now. We did get one vault key earlier, the only one so far this week. Of course, we still opened several earlier, but that's because we had a bunch from Invasion and Raids. Get a double kill, and an furnace and anything. And one more hit will do it. There we go. Also, hello, Evelyn. Didn't even say hello. Welcome. Come on, what is with these loading screens? Well, there we go. It's being really weird right now. Taking a lot longer than normal. Speaking about that, how far are we on PvP? That has no correlation to each other. Okay, we're currently at 24,000 is about how many we need. So we need to go increase our score by about 8,000 then. Which means we're already 2/3 the way there. Hey, Squeaks! Is he in stream right now? He was earlier. He's actually in 100th place. Very nice. Okay. I'll go for that. We'll be beating him soon. But that would explain why we're getting so many pets too. If we have people in the guild trying for leaderboard. Okay. Well, we'll go and... I guess I'd take purple because he needs it more. Oh, should take him brown. Oh, well. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up. What team are you using? What on earth is that team? Triple barrier, Jotnar. Also, by the way, having 2 or 3 copies of the new troop coming in on Monday via event keys is actually pretty nice. So you might want to consider doing that. Do keep that in mind. The next troop that's coming in on Monday is a random stats effect, positive stats effect to a random ally. Meaning you can potentially enchant, enrage, barrier. Let's see. Enchant, enrage, barrier. There's more. Where are they? Submerge. And why do I think like there's a 5th one? But every positive stats effect in the game, you can apply to your entire team, just with like a double or even a single of the troop if you get enough loop on it. So there's a lot of really weird things you can do with that, and it actually seems like something they should have put on a Mythic, but they put it on a Legendary, and it's going to be very good, to say the least. It's actually going to be one of the most defensive support troops in the game. It might actually be the new support troop starting next Monday. It's a dragon too, so you can use it. You pretty much always use it in 4x dragon teams now. It's just a new best in slot for dragon teams. Though even out of the context of dragon teams, it's still decent. Though that does mean any standard dragon counters will be able to take it out. But if it's the only dragon in your team, no one's really going to bother with that. Just to kill the one troop out. Right, why are both of these battles so annoying? Let's do this one, I guess. We got a bunch of kills, but I don't need a bunch of kills. I just need the quicker battle. Oh, well, there we go. We got a gnome off it. Well, at least we got the gnome on the easy battle. So watch, he's still gonna get full mana. He almost just did. If he got surged there. Okay, I gotta be careful. Let's just kill him immediately. I can't risk this guy trying to do something weird. Hello, Dawn. Welcome. Glad you enjoy the contents. Oh, I'll try for the double kill. Get the one right there. And then just throw Infernus into everything else. Right, what did I do this stream that was weird? We'll go and we'll throw the Infernus down. And then just clean up the last little troop. Ideally, we'd have alignment here, but I think that's still worth going for even without it. And then we just kill it off anything. Actually, we should have just taken a skull, but same difference. What do we get from the gnome? 5 gems, not bad. Not his worst drop, not his best. Still decent though, nonetheless. I should probably be skipping every single 4 times Divine team I see. Just in case we get a gnome or something. It's actually really easy to still lose these teams even if they have a gnome on them. Or the gnome will invade us, either or. So I haven't had that happen this week. Gnomes invading, that is. But I have had, for sure, definitely a lot of... I think I've lost 3 battles during a gnome or a treasure gnome because Divine team, the rest of the team was just so strong. And I kind of underestimated the team because it's like, oh, it has a gnome on it, it's going to be weak. And then it just infinitely loops you with an Infernus into a Ubisted or something, and then you just lose. Could you imagine if they add a troop that starts all gnomes with half mana? There'd be a lot of people who would use it on their defend team just to make sure other people wouldn't get resources. That'd be very annoying. I don't think they would ever do that, though. If they did, that would be somewhat unfortunate. So we'll get the kill there. Same for the extra turn. Oh, we did get it. Never mind. And that's match. Oh, when I giggle, she giggles. That's good to know. Okay, we need full mana. Take the blue. Do we need a blue or do we need a green? Let's take that. Take the extra turn. It'll poke us, which is fine. Let's go get rid of his summoner. Oh, that miss. We might actually lose this battle. We're still barely in it. How do we play it? I think I'll try for a skull here. Didn't get it. Oh, now we have it. Though, then again, that doesn't actually give us the mana I needed. But we still have to take it because I would need him to not take it. Nice extra turn to come in to help. I'd throw this if we had it, but we don't. So we'll move that. I still believe that's not aligned. Now it is. Though, do we actually need the mana? It just feeds back into itself. But we do get a lot of skull pokes, which should be enough to kill it out, hopefully. Oh, no, it won't be. Our attack got reduced too low. I'll move that over. No, we might still be able to. We'd need 2 hits. I don't have alignment on anything, though. So move that. And still don't have it. So I guess we throw Infernus and just hope we get lucky then. Or we could throw the ability and do it that way. We'll throw Infernus first. How much damage is that? 25 damage to an enemy boosted by enemy dragons. And half of that added to adjacents. It's not even enough to kill anything or do much. So you know what? We'll let him be. He'd even take any skulls, which is good. Because we can do it. It's a little bit of an overkill, but oh well. Let's see. He's 1 turn off. We'll go get rid of his summoner just so we don't have to deal with that. It does reduce down Infernus' damage, but it's fine. And now we just need 1 more nice hit, like another Infernus. And that'll be it. That gets it to full mana, and that'll be the final Infernus. Hello, Nautical! Welcome! Yeah, we're about to hit 20,000 PvP. Probably not this stream, but definitely tomorrow. And the goal, I think, for this week is 25,000, I believe I'm aiming for, PvP points. That should be enough for top 100. I'm not certain, though. There are a lot of people trying for it because of Ignites being added to it. But nonetheless, we will be trying. But yeah, my guess is around 25,000 or so, give or take a few thousand, probably upwards a few thousand, given the new game mode. Or not the new game mode, but given the new resource that's capable to be obtained from it. Because there's still a great lack of those resources. I'm pretty sure after next Mythic comes out, it'll the desire for people to do that will go down quite a bit less. Because most people that are doing it right now are late game players who are saving their keys for July 6th. These are a lot of people who are late game or end game who haven't bothered using a single key yet because it's not worth it when there's not a new kingdom or a new mythic or a new legend or anything like that. Which is better to craft between Elamagrim or Infernus? Infernus for sure. Without a shadow of a doubt, Infernus. The only thing Elamagrim's really used on is attack counter. Well, the main thing it's used for is Purple Guild War Day. It's probably the best, if not the best, troop in the entire game for Purple Guild War Day. Especially if you already have an Infernus or a Earl Freyr Mantle. So for that purpose, particularly if you have an Infernus. But for that purpose, it's really, really good. But yeah, I would definitely say Infernus before Elamagrim. The only context that you really use Elamagrim outside of like an Infernus team or a Burn team to go and get it infinitely looping for like a Purple Day or some kind of other Guild War related theme is mainly Dragon related teams. That's about it. And very occasionally you throw it as anti-attack as well, though more often not you're using it for Perpetual Purple. But yes, Infernus is exponentially better. Infernus is still the highest damage source in the game, even higher than Ubistet in most situations. Well, Ubistet's really high damage, but it's situationally different in how it functions. It also doesn't have infinite loop capability, which always makes the ability slightly weaker, even if it's your stronger ability. Because technically, Ubistet's ability is more damage than Infernus, but it can't repeat as much because you instantly end your turn, whereas Infernus gains mana accumulation and all that. So while it has higher impact, it's more of a kind of like final cleanup thing more so than something you use as your main damage source. Even though you could use it as such, it's just you just can't loop it. Like every single time it'll end your turn like it does right there. So we actually have a problem now. He just took away my mana that I had there. So it's basically Infernus versus Infernus now. So let the best Infernus win. We're down to the exact same team except slightly different order, which is bad because he already just won. Okay, no he didn't. Good. We're so ever barely alive. I have to take Skull because we don't have a choice. If I don't, we lose. And nice extra turn there. I didn't even notice that. I guess we take Red Surge and just hope we get lucky. I could take a green to a red too. I don't think that's worth it though. Ooh! Oh, I give him still the green. As long as he doesn't get full mana or anything. Oh no! Okay, good. He didn't win yet. How do we win this? I guess we Infernus and hope for the most amount of luck we've ever had casting an Infernus. Go. Well, all we have to do is hit a Skull. Ah, we didn't hit it. Nope. 4 HP! He just died to 4 HP Infernus. Oh, we got a pet. Oh, Mimic! Oh! This might be our first Mythic pet! Dun dun dun! Oh, what a nice thing to have. This might be our first Mythic pet ever. If we get 2 or 3 copies, I believe that is Mythic. Ooh, we better not get 1 copy. Yep. Oh, no, I need 3 copies. Okay, let's hope for it. If we get 3 copies, we have our first Mythic pet. And it's for 1% extra gold, which is kind of nice because we'll be in PvP for a lot. I almost feel like just spending the gems if we don't end up getting it, but we'll see. Anyways, let's go and switch this banner to the correct banner. I should probably be doing this for all my things now. Especially if I'm using the correct thingy, but the correct traits on him. But yeah, we'll switch that back to the yellow-blue. Yeah, Infernus is really, really nice. Even earlier on in the game, it's still pretty decent damage. I don't think it's the absolute best option until you're about level 500 plus, though. You would need to have every, at minimum, level 10 all Magic Kingdoms, though ideally level 10 all Magic Kingdoms as well as 5-star all Magic Kingdoms is pretty helpful to have on them. It's not required, but it definitely adds up to be a lot of damage bonus with how easily he can loop. What level is your Salian? Salian? Salian. 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 I don't know what you're referring to with Salian. Is that a pet? Or is that something else? I don't think that's a troop. Yeah, what's a Salian? That awkward moment when I don't know. Okay, we'll go and take the green. I know the name of most things in this game, though. What is a Salian? And let's match. Oh, is that the horse that gives centaur bonus? Oh, good. We got a level on our thing, on our class. Not like we get anything from it. Not until we hit 100 do we get any bonus, but still. Slowly but surely, we shall get it up. Really curious when they're going to be running the first one of those midweek events that give us EXP. They still haven't ran one yet. But there is a new event that comes, or a new kind of minigame thing that we haven't gotten yet into this patch that allows us to gain a lot of EXP for these classes. The new Steam event, Game Creature. Oh, did they start the Steam Summer Sale? I didn't even notice. I haven't been checking Steam that often as of recently. But yeah, 0. I'll go look into that later. And what's up with all that? Oh, you know what? It's Steam Summer Sale. I might need to go get all of Darkest Dungeon DLCs. I still haven't done that yet. That's actually perfect. I don't know how much on sale they are. Probably not that much because they just added a DLC. But I still need to get Crimson... I mean, what's it called? Not Theater of Blood. Not Crimson Moon. Oh, no, it is Crimson Moon, isn't it? I forget what the DLC is called for that game. But they added a new one, too, recently. I haven't even double-checked on that game yet to see what they changed. But, yeah, we will be streaming Darkest Dungeon soon and getting back into that. It'll probably be another week or two because I definitely want to farm all of these new resources first in Gems of War. Get at least Titan and Priest to level 100. Ideally, Assassin as well, before I really focus on a different game. But at that point, we could pretty much go and probably then go into Darkest Dungeon. But yeah, I'd expect this to take us a few weeks before we get them all maxed. Depends how diligently I go towards it. It does take a lot of time, though. Well, technically with Priest class, I might just try to stop trying to get Priest class max. Because out of every one of these 3 classes, it actually gains the least amount of benefit from being maxed. Of course, we're probably going to be using it the most, because it's the, it just synergizes amazingly with this team. But, it's still a very, very underwhelming benefit. All it is 2 HP to all divines per turn. The only thing that's going to do is help us not die. Which, again, that's not horrible, but, it doesn't help us win quicker. Alright, I'll take a skull, take a red. Take the green to yellow. Try getting a poke on here. And that should be enough just to kill it double. Throw in Furnace. Hey, let me go check that real quick. It's probably a lot of games then, if it's the Steam Summer Sale that I've been meaning to get for a while that I haven't bothered. Actually, there's not too many. And I need to make sure I don't do what I always do and buy way too many Steam games. It's probably just going to be Darkest Dungeon and like 1 or 2 others. Let's see. Darkest Dungeon. How much is it these days? Gotta be frugal and save all those pennies. Oh, the base game is only $7.49. That seems pretty nice. I don't even remember what I paid for it, but that does seem pretty low. Let's see. Oh, nice. Oh, never mind. That's the soundtrack. Oh, the new DLC is not on sale at all. Oh, wait, never mind. That's not the new DLC. Wait. Where's the new DLC? Was it just an update? It wasn't even DLC? Hold up. I thought it was DLC, not an update. Let's see. Okay, I need to go look into that. I don't know what's been happening with it, but yeah, it is slightly on sale, the other thing that I need. They added a new class for free. I think they used to charge for that. Oh wait, there is that one DLC. Wait, why is that not under the other thing? There's the Color of Madness. That's weird. Why is that not under the DLC section? But yeah, that's the thing I was referring to. Sweet. Okay. But yeah, we'll have to get all the DLCs, regardless of how much they cost, and get back into it. Though it does have mixed reviews, though. Ooh. It's actually... It's not negative. It's at 69%. Haha, 69. But I'll need to check later, see what's up with that. I haven't even seen any footage or anything of the new DLC at all yet. Actually, even the previous DLC I haven't seen too much of, the Crimson Court. That's what it was, by the way. Crimson Court. Got it right eventually. Okay, we'll go and double kill that. Hey, we got an Arcane off it. Nice. What's the top hero class to focus first? Divine, if you could do Divine. Titan, if you like doing raids and invasion. Or Assassin, if you like to kill stuff quickly. I believe Assassin's actually the quickest win in the entire game, though I'm not fully certain on that. I don't have any way of testing, because I would need to fully max out Assassin before I would know for sure. But the problem with that is it takes a while to fully max Assassin. But yeah, I would say probably Priest or Titan would be the two main ones to focus, as I cannot confirm or deny that Assassin is the absolute quickest win in the entire game, because you would need to have it to know for sure. And I don't think too many people bother to have fully maxed out Assassin at the moment. There's probably a few people that have it. I haven't heard any reports from people mentioning stuff about it, though, who have been using it. But yeah, I would say Divine or Titan would be the best ones. Or Priest, I should say. Priest or Titan. Priest if you can build a team similar to this, and Titan if you can, basically just for raids and invasions, and for 4x giant teams. It also works decently for. A double shot of coffee. Nope, I don't drink any coffee. Well, maybe I should start. I don't know, I never really cared for it. It's just something about it, just never really... I do need to find some kind of, like, healthy caffeine alternative, though. Because I keep going for sodas, which is awful. Let's see. I'll go move that. Throw that down. Which I'm feeling really lazy tonight. I think I might just get a pizza with soda. Speaking of soda. But yeah, I think that's going to be the game plan for later tonight. And then just head to bed early to catch up on sleep. I say that now and I'll probably still be up at like 2 AM or something. Anytime I try getting to bed early, the opposite always happens. Okay, we'll go and throw in Furnace. And move that over. Get a nice little hit down. Kill that out. Too bad we don't have Ubisted up at the moment. And... that's not worth going for, is it? I'm still going for it. Take the little poke, and we'll be good to go. I don't have any drops, or do we? Yes, we do. And then just Infernus for the kill. Oh yeah, Doom Skull team is dead. There's no point in using Doom Skull spam anymore, unfortunately. Okay, moment of truth. If we get 3 Mimics right here, we have our first ever Mythic pet. Oh! No! You don't know how tempting it is for me to go throw this right now. I'm doing it. Oh no, do we do it or do we not do it? We are 1 pet away from Mythic Mimic. Do we do it or do we not do it? I'm gonna regret it if I do it. That's a lot of gems to waste. But it's 1% extra gold per battle. I'm actually leaning towards doing it. Yeah, it's gonna destroy our 175 gems. Yeah, I'm going for it. I think it's worth it. This is one of the pets that I would say it's worth it to do for 1% extra gold. Because we're actually getting a payout back for our resources that we're spending. Okay, we didn't get a pet there. Come on, get a pet from these 2 baskets. Go. Boom. Yeah, there we go. We only needed to spend... Okay, that was good. We only had to spend... how much was that? 100? I think that was 100 gems. Or was it less? No, it was less than 100 gems. 75 gems it cost for us to get that final Mimic. Okay, that was worth it. We got lucky off the basket. Sweet. So that means now our first ever Mythic, though we have put like several gems into this. I think total we've put like 1,000 to 1,500. Actually, probably more towards 1,500 so far for the total amount of gems we put into this guy. But nonetheless, we do get his nice gold bonus, and we can finally go and get our first ever Mythic pets, which apparently cost 45 brown pet food, which we do have because we have such a gigantic excess. Look at our yellow these days, gosh. 145. I still have yet to use a single white pet food out of ever. We'll be doing that eventually, though. But we'll go throw that down, and there we go. And we get the achievement, finally, for having a Mythic pet. Let's screenshot that. Very nice. Mythics. And there we go. Okay. But now we have 5% gold bonus, so we get that extra 1%, and now he has the nice little border. And now whenever we get Mimic copies, we now instead get brown pet food instead of a Mimic. So if we still get another pet or anything, it just becomes brown pet food. But yeah, there we go. Sweet. First ever Mythic. Looks so weird among all the other troops. But next closest one, I believe, is Moon, surprisingly. That's kind of funny. I actually haven't put a single gem into Moon, yet it's our second highest at the moment. It's kind of good that we're getting both the resource ones up first. I don't use Moon as much because obviously I don't bother soul farming, as I have very little need to, but it comes into play occasionally for throwing like a Dragon Soul, Fairish Raw, or if we actually do bother soul farming, which is very, very rare, but still nonetheless, it's nice to have. Though Mimic, of course, is way better because everyone always needs gold. But yeah, Mini Mimic finally maxed. And we get a little pet mastery for it, obviously not much, but we get 5 of those gems back. So technically it only costs us 70 gems to do that. And now we get 1% more gold everywhere, including PvP. So if we would have gained, let's say, 2,000 gold in this battle, we would have then gained, we'll now gain 20 more gold per battle now. Obviously that isn't like excessively high, but times that by like however many battles we do per hour, and it starts adding up over time. Okay, we'll go and, I guess we'll go for Infernus first. He has a dangerous amount of mana right now. And doesn't look like any alignment, so let's go for that. Oh wait, duh. We don't have any alignment as it's just sitting right there. I'll go for that. Get the Infernus in there. And that should pretty much be the kill. Double kill off its weakness, and there we go. And there we go, 1% coming into play. Not like it makes that big a difference, but yeah, probably added like 20-something gold to our total right there. Archer class is actually really, I don't want to say really bad. I don't really know what to say about Archer. Its traits are amazing, but its perks are pretty bad, other than its rogue traits. But the 2 other trees that it has are just, like, head-bogglingly just underpowered. Compared to other hero classes. Like, I don't think there's a single good thing under them. Or maybe, like, one good thing, if that. But I'll go show it in a second. But Archer has surprisingly few, essentially 0, good traits. Other than that one class that it has. I forgot what it's called. I think it's Rogue is the only one on it that's actually decent. It's also the one that Assassin has, and it's one of the reasons why Assassin is pretty good. But the other 2, let me go show it real quick. So these are the 2 that I'm referring to. If we go under Hero, go under Archer. It's still very well rounded, but the Forest and Wind trees are pretty bad. So under Forest, we have web a random enemy when you summon a troop, useless. Gain 2 magic if using bow, generally useless. Entangle the first enemy at the start of battle. This is okay, though that would only be applicable for scroll spam teams that aren't running a immune in first slot. Create a leaf storm at the start of battle. Generally, you don't bother with storms on hero class, so that is okay if you did need it. All green allies gain 5 armor, bad. There's already perks that do like 4 armor to all allies regardless of their color and stuff like that. All elves gain 1 magic at the start of battle. Only at the start of battle? That's it? That's bad. And all war gears gain 2 life every turn, bad. So every single thing underneath the forest tree, bad. Pretty much, other than maybe Root Trap is about the only thing it has that's good. And that's it. Nothing else is actually viable on it. So next, 8 armor, generally bad. 2 magic of using missiles, bad, but it actually has a really bad option. You have to either go with a bad option, or a bad option. And more often than not, you wouldn't be using a bow, nor would you be using a missile, nor would you be using a dagger. And you're forced to have to use one of them. And if you're not using any, you're just completely wasting one of its many perks. All yellow starting with 10%, bad. All centaur allies gain 1 magic, generally bad, since this class doesn't count as centaur. All yellow allies gain 2 attack, bad, though... unless you were using 4 times yellow. But, again, Archer doesn't even count as yellow, so... well, I guess if you were using a green-yellow weapon, but still, that's not really something you would use. 25% chance to summon a Hieronif when an ally casts a spell. That can help you live a little bit, but for the most part, still bad. And all Strix allies gain 1 attack every turn. Horrible. So yeah, it just has 2 completely dead content trees, basically. And the only thing it has good is Cunning. Cunning is insanely good. It has Hunter's Mark on extra turns. It, I believe, actually has the best first perk in the entire of any hero class. Being able to get those Hunter's Mark down. You get it so quickly. It takes like seconds to get it after you have the hero class. This one's bad. 5 gold every turn is situational, obviously. 50% chance to summon a bandit is actually surprisingly overpowered. All goblins gain a 2 attack under the context of a goblin team would be okay. Though you'd basically never run these kind of teams into goblins though. 30% skull dodge is insanely good. It's actually among one of the best traits on any of these hero classes. And all rogues gaining 1 magic on 4 and 5 times kinds can be okay, though this thing doesn't count as a rogue. It counts as a elf or fae. I think it's fae. I forget what it is off the top of my head, and the card doesn't say anymore. But yeah, archer's not really worth going for anymore. But the reason why assassin is so much better, even though before technically archer was better, now assassin definitely is, it's mainly because the other 2 trees that assassin has, they both have cunning, but the other 2 trees that assassin has is just insanely good compared to what the archer has. So we have chilling death, so every single time a enemy dies, well, let's just go over these trees individually. So death and shadow. Shadow in particular actually has a lot of really interesting things, but both of these trees aren't really too bad. Cunning we already know is amazing. It has Hunter's Mark. It has backup, which is really overpowered. I'm pretty sure it'll nerf it. They have 30% chance to dodge, and you can even get rogue bonus if you wanted. But as far as this, 2 magic to scythe, not really that needed, though it is, scythes are okay. When an enemy dies, freeze another random enemy. That is ridiculously good. You basically have an automatic queen mab as long as you're getting kills, essentially. Not exactly, but it basically allows you to have freeze while having nothing on your team that has its freeze. As long as you can get 1 kill and secure it easily, you're pretty much good to go. Just keep freezing them, which is kind of cool. Gains 1 soul per turn, so just free resources from doing nothing, which is really good. Ice Storm, which generally you wouldn't really use, but it's there if you can have it as an option. This one's really good. Steal 2 life every single time you extra turn, and that's steal as in you get to keep it too. So every single time you extra turn at all, you lower their life by 2 and gain 2 for yourself. That also makes the hero quite a bit tankier, and regardless of the slot you use it in, it's really good. Death Mark a random enemy at the start of battle. While very random, that could potentially just get a free kill for you out of nowhere. And on top of that, this last one's pretty bad though. All undead allies gain 2 armor, 2 magic every single time something dies. But yeah, you mainly use it for its Death Mark on first turn, its mana or its HP siphon, its free passive soul gains just automatically, and its chilling death. And then under Gloom, nothing really too relevant until we start getting over to the Darkstorm. But the main 2 that are really noteworthy under this is Stealthy. It's the only way you can give any of your hero classes Stealthy is with Shadow as of currently. And of course, if you don't want your hero dying, this is the absolute best perk ever, because it will make sure that it can never be targeted by single target spells. But the main thing that makes this tree worth it is unfortunately the very last thing on it. But it's Rising Shadows, 7% chance to just instantly kill the last enemy every time you get a kill. So if you go skull spam and get a kill with Assassin, you not only have a 10% chance to instant kill per skull that you get, you also get an additional 7% on top of that per kill that you get. So if you skull spam double kill, and let's say you do it with 5 skulls, you have 5 10% chances to instant kill the last enemy, plus 2 7% chances to instant kill the last enemy. Basically meaning you could pretty much wipe the entire team with 1 to 2 to 3 skull spams, which is quite potent to say the least. But yeah, I haven't tried this in action yet. I currently have no hero class that has Shadow. I do have one that's kind of close, but Assassin would definitely utilize it the best out of everything that has it. I believe Sorcerer also has it, but Assassin would definitely use it a lot better than a Sorcerer, assuming that it stacks with its trait. I would assume so. It'd be weird if they gave it to it and he didn't. And of course you still have the standard good ones here, like Dodge and Backup and the extra gold if you want instead of Souls and all that, and of course Hunter's Mark. But yeah, a lot of potential there. I really want that trait, but it's going to take too long to bother getting it, so I'm not bothering. I still haven't gone in-depth into literally every hero class. I might do that as a video. Like, do exactly what I'm doing now for every single hero class. The problem with it, that is the video would be over 1 hour long if I, like, broke down literally every hero class. Would you guys be interested in that, though? Like, if I timestamped just every hero class, maybe do it around the time when they add the new hero class. Or maybe we'll even do it sometime next week or something. Maybe just midweek. Like, go through literally every hero class and break down what's good, what's bad, if it's worth going for, all that, and just put timestamps in. It would take forever. It would probably be over an hour video, but I still haven't gone over many of these hero classes, mainly because there's not too much relevant about them. Though you'll kind of just do them to level them, and maybe eventually, occasionally, you would throw them down. But most of them are pretty just average, like they still are. Yeah, we'll do that eventually. It's just gonna be a long. It's gonna take a while, obviously, if we went through literally everyone. Okay, we'll go and take that. Take the purple over. Take red and all that. What if you did 2 to 3 classes per video? I don't know. I think I would kind of want to compile them all in one location and just timestamp it. Let's see. We'll go and just take a hit right there. Go for a double kill. See if we can get Furnace down. Also, that just reminded me of something. I haven't logged into my other account since this patch. I should probably go do that. Did I read it? Game cheated you. You lost 1 white pet food. How did I lose 1 white pet food? Oh, did I lose 1 white pet food when I upgraded my Mimic? Oh no! It's not that big a deal. Okay, let's not go up against that team. Oh no, we got basically the exact same thing. Okay, we'll go into our easy battle. Oh, so hello gamer, welcome. We play Gems of War, we have time to watch a 12-hour video. I know, you guys probably do. This is the kind of game that you would just watch things on the side for like hours on end. Because you don't have to have full focus on the game to really play it decently most of the time. The only things that generally require full focus in this game is Guild Wars and treasure maps, if you're spamming treasure maps. Okay, we'll go and move that over. Take the red, get in Furnace, and just clear out this kill. You listen to audiobooks while playing? That's pretty nice. I normally just listen to various YouTube videos and such while watching them on the side. But yeah, anyone still have any last minute questions? Otherwise, I'll probably be wrapping it up for today. We will be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. We'll also be back tomorrow morning in 13 hours from now. And we'll be basically doing what we've been doing. Going for the treasure gnome hunt and all that. Though I just realized something. Where's all the treasure gnomes? We got like 1 this entire stream. They're hiding from me. We also didn't get a single pet. We were getting a lot of pets earlier. We're getting like 2 or 3 pet gnomes per hour earlier. Because we were just getting a bit lucky. Like me actually getting them, not like just people in my guild either. It was like us just finding multiple within an hour. So much that we were actually killing some for white pet food because we were getting too many of them. It said use 45 brown pet food, but it used 44 brown and 1 white. That's fine. I still need... that's actually better that way, then. Because 1 brown pet food is technically better than 1 white pet food. Because we still have plenty of browns to still max out. Or that we still need to max out. How do you get this Divine Shield? It is currently impossible to own if you don't currently own it. It was added through an event about a month, 2 months ago, somewhere around there. When it was first released, it was actually dead content. But now it's one of the best weapons, if not the best weapon in the entire game, which is somewhat unfortunate. But they ended up buffing it. Plus, of course, Divine Ishbala, I believe, came in that time, or some other thing. Ubestead and stuff like that, which started to make this team very popular. But, yeah, at the time of its release, a lot of people didn't actually get it because it was considered pretty much just dead content when it was released. But now it's, with all the changes and stuff that have occurred, it's just insanely good. The changes and additions that are added to the game. But they are going to be adding a way to get old weapons in the future. It's just, they did, for whatever reason, they didn't add it this patch. I believe next patch they will, because there's been a lot of people mentioning. Because obviously, now that they're requiring weapons for kingdoms, they definitely need to add some way to get these old weapons. How exactly they'll do it, we don't know. Probably Soulforge in some way. How exactly they'll implement that, again, we don't know. But I can assume it will require you to have those color resources. So make sure you have a couple of those on reserve. The color resources as in those jewels, like the blue ones, the red ones, you know, the ones that you get basically every day other than Sunday from dungeons. As long as you do daily dungeons, you should have enough to get most of the weapons you need. And just focus all the better ones. We still don't know exactly what it will cost and all that, though. Oh, wait, I could have already gotten the kill. Why'd I do that? I should just threw instead. Do you know when and if you will do a 3.5 video on good teams for the patch? Basically, everything that was the 3.4 video is good in this patch. Though slightly less so on Doomskull options. Because Doomskull did get nerfed. But other than that, everything mentioned in the previous video is still just as applicable as it is now. There hasn't been enough new content to come into the game to make it any different. It's why I normally do the best teams video for every version later in the version, almost basically right towards the reset into the next version. The main reason for this, if I don't do this, it's just going to be the exact same thing most of the time. Like right now, if I was to make a best teams video, minus Doomskulls, it would be the exact same video I just already made earlier. Let's see. Also, we just almost lost. Gotta be careful. Take that over. And even this exact team we're using right now was one of the main teams I mentioned would be good this patch during that video. And it was still a good previous patch too, but now it's even much, much better. Wait, did I just have Skull for free and I just left it there? Fail, because now I have to give him a Skull because of that. Oh, we could have actually won, but I lost it. Could have had it. What do we do to try to redeem ourselves from that? There is no way. I guess we'd go take a Skull right there. Ah, we could have won. Oh, wait. What? Hold up. It didn't take the Skull that was just sitting there for it. Okay, I'm fine with that. If you want to throw the battle, I am perfectly fine with you doing that. Oh, too bad we can't actually turn that. That'd be the match right here, pretty much. But we'll go for the Skull. Oh, never mind. Okay, that's actually better. There's 3 Skull out of nowhere for the kill. Very nice. Very, very nice. Well, that's a good way to end it. We're not going to top that. A random 3 Skull out of pure luck to finish out the battle when we actually needed it. And that's one of the battles when we did need it. Normally it happens when I don't need it at all, but came in pretty nicely there. Too bad it wasn't Guild Wars or something. Divine Protector for sale. Very expensive. They're not selling it right now. Or are you just making a joke about it? Yeah, they're not selling it. They are selling... they actually did buff up the $5 weapon packs. If you've been wanting them. They now have 10 epic ingots in it. Ingots? Yeah, ingots. They're actually pretty decent value at this current moment in time, I would say. It's not too bad. 10 epic ingots on top of everything else. Normally, I'd say these weapons aren't really worth going for, but if you've been wanting to collect them and you don't mind throwing the money, it's actually decent value now, I would say. 2 event keys and 10 ingots, plus you get the weapon. Most of these weapons are pretty useless. Eternal Flame is questionable. It used to be, at one point, the best weapon in the game, but then they nerfed it twice. And at the current state, it's not really too good, but still. Some people might be doing these just for the epic ingots. I believe you can only buy it once, though. Yeah, it's only a limit of 1, so you can't just spam it to get infinite ingots. But it's the only way you could actually buy ingots at the moment. There's no way to actually directly buy them other than that pack at this current moment in time. And you only have a limit of 1 of them. Yeah, there's no other way to buy it. It's actually interesting that they didn't add any options to really obtain them. They didn't... That's 2 things that's kind of weird. They only really added a soul sync from it. They didn't add a gem sync to ignites, nor did they... Or at least yet. I think the... No, I don't even think the other game mode has it. But yeah, they didn't add a gem sync to it, and they didn't really add anything for money for it either. Actually kind of surprised. Out of, like, anything that they would have monetized, I would kind of expected that they would have monetized that. Oh, you're selling yours? Haha, trading's never going to be added to this game, that is for sure. They mentioned that many times. It's because of the way that the economy of this game is set up, it'd be excessively unbalanced to set up a, like, trading system. As you can see, we have so many copies of so many things. I think I have about 30 copies at minimum, almost, of almost every legendary in the game. I think I could give about, not perfectly, but I could give about, oh no, but then there's Mythics, never mind. I was gonna say, I could give about like 10 people every single card in the entire game. If that was the case. I actually don't have that many cards. But, yeah, we have a lot of spears of a lot of ridiculous stuff, and they would never actually add trading, because late game players and end game players have too many resources relative to newer players. Like, the average cost of a legendary would go down to like 10 cents if they added trading in this game, because of how many late game players have excessive amounts of them. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. thank you so much for coming down. Hope you all enjoy your weekend. Best of luck with farming the treasure gnomes and the new resources. Of course, don't forget, it is treasure gnome week if you're going to bother trying to farm for EXP or for ignates. Definitely do it now during the 2 days and 5 hours if you have time this weekend. Because while you're not getting any more of those resources, you are getting additional resources on top of it, like gems, souls, and whatever other drops he feels like trying to drop for you. So you're getting more resources for doing something you would already be doing. So definitely a good idea this weekend to consider trying to get the ingots you've been wanting, or get the EXP on the hero level to like 70 or 40 or 100 or whatever goal you're setting for yourself to try to get it to. But yeah, definitely a good week to go do it. And it will be a while before we get the next one because of how they're switching up the event thing. I think it's another 6 weeks or so. 5-6 weeks before we see another one of these events. So, yes, you can spam Explore. The reason I don't spam Explore, there's 2 reasons. One is it only gives 1 EXP towards your hero instead of 2. And also because it does not drop the new ingots, and I do need to be farming a lot of ingots. We are nowhere near to even getting 1 legendary weapon, let alone a mythic weapon, let alone maxing every single one in the game. So we still have a long ways to go with that. Not sure if they're going to be rebalancing the ignite system in the future or what, but it takes a very, very long time to max it. I won't be maxing all weapons until, like, in the current economy of the game, probably a year from now. Of course, the main objective now is to go do all the important weapons first, like Dawnbringer, Mang, Divine Protector, and stuff like that. And then all of the epics and below I put towards Kingdom upgrades to try to get Kingdom stars. But you can do Explore if you want. It's just ingots are, it's just a resource I need to be farming for the next several months, if probably next year. Of course, not as much as we're going to be the next month or so, but we'll still always be slowly trying to accumulate them. But anyways, guys, I know, I keep saying it incorrectly, don't I? I still have the, let's see, I still have Google set up. How do you say ingot?
Ingot.
It's ingot. Okay, I keep saying it wrong, apparently. But she'll correct me every single time. She says it so sternly, too, the Google search ingot, whatever. She literally just said it, and I already forgot how to pronounce it. Anyways, guys, hope you all enjoy your weekend. I'll see you all later. Thanks for coming down. We'll be back same time as always, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow, which is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning, which is in 13 hours from now. Anyways, guys, thank you for coming down. Enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.